Right now, today, the first ever workshop is being held at Edenhope Artist Residency. So they're all in there now. My lovely friend Lauren is there doing a workshop on watercolour. She's amazing at it, so she's the best person to do it. And yeah, we'll go in and see how it's going.
Page that says graded wash, that's what we're trying to do. It just looks a little bit different to how I've drawn out on your paper.
Damn.
I always feel like I never make work that I like in a workshop because it's a really short amount of time.
Yeah.
You've got people watching you. You're probably not in the same environment you're used to making in. Okay. So don't worry, it's all about learning, and then you can take them and use later. Okay.
Yeah. Probably stupid. Yeah, depends on how thick. Put it on.
The workshop went really well. It was run by Lauren Geimer, who is a very successful watercolour artist. She specialises in sort of bush landscapes inspired by the Australian landscape in various places. So she got lots of inspiration while she was out here as well. I will put a link to her website under this video. Check out her work. It is absolutely beautiful. She ran the workshop demonstrating her particular techniques, and we had a range of participants from people who had never done anything to do with watercolour, right through to some people who were experienced watercolour artists, but even they said they quite enjoyed learning about a new technique and confirming their knowledge or learning a different approach. So it was a successful day. Everyone had a good time. Lauren and I were pretty happy with how it all went, and I think everyone appreciated that the space wasn't quite finished yet, but it gave a good little sneak peek into how it's going to look when it is completely finished. The next day, Lauren and I treated ourselves to a little day out, a trip to Penola. Penola is about 40 minutes or so away from Edenhope, along this beautiful road here, lots of lovely scenery along the way, and it starts to head into winery country. So there's lots of vineyards, and there's lots of cellar doors that you can actually go to if you are interested in wine. But for us, on this trip, we just went to look at some art in the town of Penola. There's a couple of groovy little galleries and antique shops, that sort of thing. So we checked them out, but they were so fun that I forgot to film them. Penola. The other reason we decided to go to Penola this particular weekend was because we wanted to check out Quince Fest, which is run on a farm just a little bit further out than Penola, and apparently every year they run a special celebration event for quinces. They grow quinces on the property, all the different varieties. Apparently there's quite a few of them, and it's also got beautiful landscape gardens. Yeah, you can see the low water.
True.
Maybe they've already been to Quince Fest.
I reckon.
And they're on their way back.
Oh, those gums are nice. I love how they just float in the paddock like that.
Yes.
Those big ones. Oh, little baby cows. Well, not babies, young ones.
Oh, look at them.
Little toddlers. Mum calls them bobby cows. I don't know if that's the English thing.
Oh.
Bobby. Because they've got bobbly knees, maybe.
When we arrived at Quince HQ, of course, my camera decided to pack it in. So unfortunately, I didn't get any more video footage of the event. The gardens were absolutely beautiful. There's lakes, there's formal gardens and more natural sort of farmland. They had people doing different activities. They had an artist there who actually painted some beautiful oil paintings of quinces, and she specialises in still life and that sort of thing. And then they had tours of the actual quinces planted. I managed to get some photos, which you can see here. The people running the tours were very knowledgeable. They call it their experimental quince orchard because they're in the process of trying to grow all the different varieties of quince available. It was really interesting. I'd thoroughly recommend it. I'm going to get there earlier next year so I can buy some of their quince paste.
We're putting in studs for the wall, gyprock wall in the front studio.
Yeah, it looks amazing already.
Yes,
So those windows, I think I might have mentioned it before, but we're covering them up for the time being because obviously we're going to use this space as part of the studio. Those rooms actually have completely giant other windows, so these were just extras, but rather than take them out, we're just going to leave them in place. And
insulation for the ceiling.
Yep.
To be installed.
Oh yes, and Dad's going to install insulation in this ceiling at some point soon. But we're working on the wall first. It's gone up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm 3 days into my stay here. This should have been done and dusted.
Oh, right.
I'm way behind.
Well, it's
Trust
looking
me.
pretty good. Amazing. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, this one's definitely happening quicker.
Not good enough yet.
Not good enough.
Beautiful.
Exacting standards. So that's the outside of the window. Right, I'm going in to check what it looks like from the inside. I will, thanks. Okay, so this is the inside of the window. So you can see that we don't really need it. We've got plenty of window. So what we've done is, rather than take the windows out completely, because they're such lovely, huge windows that one day I might want to use them on a different house. So we'll take them out then. But for the time being, we've just covered it over. And yeah, it looks good in that it's completely black. So my mum actually painted that other side of that timber that you just saw with black paint yesterday, so that's great. So what it means is there's no light pollution, and eventually there'll be insulation, and then there'll be cupboards in front of it as well, so the sound will be really buffered and people will be able to be in here and not feel like they're in the studio as well. So it's good. Here is my mother doing some art. The other day at school I was doing some cyanotype printing with my students, and my mother thought that looked like fun, so she is having a go here of creating some cyanotype prints. So she's just fine-tuning her design and then she's going to add, she's doing snakes and ladders, aren't you?
Yes, gigantic snakes. In fact, they're pythons.
Snakes and ladders. So did you get the inspiration from this just by cleaning out the cupboard and finding some expired?
I found some old car snakes.
And by car snakes, Mum actually means that traditionally in our family, in the car, there's usually a packet of lolly snakes for eating on long car drives. Not actual car snakes. All right, are you ready to take it outside?
Yep.
All right. So, Mum's never done a cyanotype before. This is her first test one. So, let's pick up that whole thing. All right. Probably, okay, you're going to go out the front. Okay. I'll open the door for you. So you've got to put it where there's going to be a lot of light. I'd put it up there, to be honest. That's what I've done before. And now we wait. What you're actually waiting for is for it to change colour completely. And then what happens is eventually you'll get to a point where you can see the shadows sort of imprinted. Wow, okay. It's all happening out here. Dad's in his hazmat suit doing insulation. Look at that. That is amazing. No more windows. Goodbye. Oh, I've got to document the process.
Start the process.
Great one, Dad. Now I've got to put music over this bit. Amazing
What?
that you just cut it and it fits.
Voila.
Just came out to check on Mum's cyanotypes. They're going to be interesting. Let's just have a look. If we cast our own shadow, can we see any shadow forming? Not yet, but if I just go in here and have a little look. Oh, yep. So we've got some stuff happening there. Oops. So if I go like that. No, these ones haven't been out as long, and unfortunately today is a very overcast day, so we shall see what happens in a few more minutes. Oh, alright, so here's Dad doing the last bit of insulation in the roof there. Ceiling insulation going in. The last bit for this side of the roof, and this is what he's done earlier today. Amazing. The pink tape is to hold the insulation in so it doesn't sort of fall too far into the wall. From going all the way through to behind the wall, because you can see there's a bit of a gap. That's where the windows are on the other side. All right, awesome. Oh, all right, so here's Dad doing the last bit of insulation in the roof there. Ceiling insulation going in. The last bit for this side of the roof, and this is what he's done earlier today. Amazing. The pink tape is to hold the insulation in so it doesn't sort of fall too far into the wall. From going all the way through to behind the wall, because you can see there's a bit of a gap. That's where the windows are on the other side. All right, awesome. And here are Mum's final cyanotype tests. So they've come out not bad for a first effort. What do you reckon, Mum?
No, not too bad.
Garden update. Look at this protea. Amazing. I bought it and it just had one main stem, and now it's got another one and it's actually flowering. Isn't that amazing? And the lemon tree is out in full force again. I'll have to collect those lemons, and I can hear Dad working away in the shed. So today Dad put the last piece of insulation in the ceiling. Woohoo! Looks good. You've done well, Dad. There he is. Now working on the next bit. We've got to work out how to put insulation in this ceiling. There it is there. We're just deciding how to attach it. And Dad's done all the insulation in this wall behind him here. So that'll get gyprock tomorrow, won't it, Dad?
Yes, it will do.
So check out the wall. It's been completed. Well, the gyprock part's completed. Amazing. Look at that. So what's next, Dad? You've just got to plaster it up. You've cut some parts there.
Finish the plastering, paint up, panels back on.
Yep. Wow. Amazing. Look what Dad's done today. He's managed to get the first bits of the new insulation in, and it looks amazing. You've done well. I'm gonna come and help. So we're just moving these things out of the way till next time Mum and Dad come back to keep doing that. Look at the colour of the lake. That reflection matches the geraniums.